Since being elected in 2018, our government has remained focused on building Ontario and making life more affordable for families. We are building for the next generation so that everyone can work, play, and raise a family right here in Ontario. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce Minister Bethlenfalvy. Minister, you have continued to stand up for families here in Etobicoke Centre and across the province. It's my pleasure to welcome him here today for this important announcement. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Minister Surma. You know, we have the Holy Trinity here in Etobicoke. We've got Christine Hogarth, the MPP for Etobicoke Lakeshore. Of course, Kinga Surma, the Minister of Infrastructure and MPP for Etobicoke Centre. We've got the great MPP for Etobicoke North, who also happens to be the Premier of Ontario. And most importantly, I'm held to account in Etobicoke because my parents live right down the street. So I got to do well because my parents will critique me if I don't. And I want to say, Premier, you know, every time I talk to the Premier, he's not going to toll anything, but he does want me to pay a toll every time I come to Etobicoke. So Premier, I paid the toll in the shop this morning. Our government understands the financial pressures and risks families and businesses are facing. The Bank of Canada's rapid interest rate increases and high inflation are putting a pinch on the wallets of people right across the province. This is why when inflation began to rise globally, our government acted early to keep costs down for the people and businesses of Ontario. C'est justement pourquoi, lorsque l'inflation s'est mise en grimper à l'échelle mondiale, notre gouvernement a rapidement pris des mesures pour maintenir les coûts bas pour la population et les entreprises ontariennes. And because of our efforts, we have put more money back into the pockets of families, seniors, businesses, workers, drivers, and transit riders across the province. Now we know that economic and geopolitical uncertainty will continue to weigh on the household budgets right across the province. You know, inflation has been coming down but remains too high. People and businesses continue to face added pressures, particularly as the federal carbon tax makes everyday life more expensive. And we know we need to continue to support the people of Ontario. In 2 days, I will release the 2023 Fall Economic Statement to provide an update on our plan for building a strong Ontario. Dans 2 jours, je publierai l'exposé économique de l'automne 2023, qui fera le point sur notre plan pour bâtir un Ontario fort. This update will continue with our government's targeted, responsible approach so we have the flexibility needed to get through this economic uncertainty while laying a strong fiscal foundation for future generations. Now, this is a challenging time, but we should all be confident in Ontario's economy, its workers, and its people. We have seen what the people of Ontario can overcome, and when they come together, I know that together we'll face any economic uncertainty and build a stronger Ontario. So along with my colleagues that I just mentioned, including the Minister of Transportation, Pradmeet Sakaria, who's come a long way from Brampton to be with us today, it's my great honor and privilege to introduce Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, to make today's exciting announcement. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everyone, and it's great to be back here in my hometown of Etobicoke. I always call it the great state of Etobicoke. And I want to start by thanking the great folks at Circle K and over in Timmy's. I'm heading over there to get a double-double and my little egg sandwich. Best egg sandwiches around, by the way. Okay, so I'm here, as you've just heard from Minister Bethlenfalvy, a great finance minister, making sure we're always prudent fiscal managers with taxpayers' money. The Minister of Transportation, Pradmeet Sakaria, and we're building those highways, 413, and Bradford Bypass, and Minister Surma on the infrastructure, and one of my favorite MPPs, Christine Hogarth, that's working so hard down in Etobicoke South, and she has a message to the mayor, and I have the same message. Get rid of those bike lanes on Bloor and Etobicoke. I think we see one bicycle come through there every single year with thousands of cars. I know the businesses are just losing their hair over having those bike lanes in Etobicoke on Bloor Street. As Mr. Bethenvaldi mentioned, a lot of people are struggling right now. Vast majority of people are struggling. They're struggling with rising cost of gas and groceries, with high rents and mortgage costs, with just how expensive life is getting. Increasingly, hardworking people and families are having trouble making ends meet. The fact is, people need a little bit of help. That's why our government is focused on finding ways to put money back into people's pockets. We eliminated fees for the license plate stickers, saving vehicle owners $120 per car and truck. There was 8 million people that got rebates. We scrapped the tolls on the highways 412 and 418, making it more affordable for folks out in Durham and everywhere else, right in your neck of the woods, Peter. We cut income tax for 1.1 million low-income workers, saving the average person $300 every year. We're eliminating, and this is a big one, we're eliminating double fares for commuters transferring between transit systems, saving transit riders up to $1,600 a year. And in 2022, we introduced a temporary gas tax cut, saving people and businesses a total of over 10 cents per liter of gas. Just imagine, folks, you see the prices at the gas pumps. Imagine if we didn't do that, that'd be another 10 cents. Today, I'm pleased to announce we're extending the gas tax cut through to June 30th, 2024, providing people and businesses relief at the pumps for another 6 months. This extension will save the average household $260 per year since the tax cut was first introduced. That's money that goes back into people's pockets to help cover essential expenses, because we know every dollar counts. But friends, as inflationary pressures continue to strain household budgets, we need to do more. That's why last week I sent letters to the Governor of Bank of Canada and the Prime Minister, urging them to put a stop to the crushing, and I say crushing, interest rate hikes. Instead, we need to tackle the root causes of inflation so we can avoid these painful hikes in the future. Working together with our federal and provincial counterparts, we need to strengthen domestic supply chains. We need to invest in key infrastructure projects like the Bradford Bypass, Highway 413, Highway 7 connecting Kitchener to Guelph, to tackle gridlock and get goods to market sooner. We have to work to ensure immigration policies attract more skilled newcomers. And we have to cut, not increase, that awful carbon tax. Once again, I'm calling on the federal government to eliminate the carbon tax. Folks, I just talked about the 10 cents at the gas pumps. If the federal government eliminated the carbon tax off the pumps alone, that's another 14 cents. That's 24 cents that goes back into people's pockets. It's a tax that raises prices on absolutely everything, from fuel to groceries to electricity. From everything you touch, it all gets transported by fuel in one way or another. Last week, the federal government finally acknowledged how harmful the carbon tax is when they announced they're removing from home heating oil. The fact is, the vast majority, 95% of people in Ontario, do not heat their homes or businesses with oil. It's completely unfair that they still have to pay the carbon tax, so I'm urging the Prime Minister to play fair, do what's right, and eliminate the tax altogether. Friends, as we continue to navigate global uncertainty, our government will remain focused on helping people and businesses today while laying a strong foundation for the future. We're creating the conditions to attract investments and good-paying jobs. We're building homes and infrastructure our growing province needs, and we're reducing costs for people and businesses. That's how we're building Ontario. That's how we're working for you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
We'll now go to reporters' questions. If reporters could please identify yourselves by name and outlet. And just a reminder, it's one question and one follow-up. First question.
Morning, Premier. It's Richard from City News. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Richard. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Since we last spoke, which was quite a while ago, Premier, we found out your government is under an RCMP investigation. I'm wondering, first off, are you scheduled to speak to the RCMP? Have they reached out to you personally for an interview, sir?
No, they haven't reached out to me.
It was highlighted yesterday, Premier, that 18 ministerial zoning orders went to developers who were present at a family wedding of yours last year. How on earth did so many MZOs go to people who were present at that wedding, sir?
Well, first of all, MZOs is a great tool that have created, folks. It's a tool that the province has been using for decades, and it's a great tool. What the MZOs that we issued to municipalities, and by the way, that asked for the MZOs, over 234,000 people have a roof over their heads. Over 5,000 seniors have long-term care homes now because of the MZO. It created 150,000 jobs. And as long as the municipalities keep sending us a request for MZOs, we're going to continue accelerating the permit process to get shovels in the ground, to build homes for people that need them. Right now, you see the inflation, you see the cost of buying a home is just unattainable for the vast majority of people. Our government's doing everything we can to make sure we increase the supply and eventually lower the cost of homes. But one of the key things is the interest rates. The interest rates are killing us. The Bank of Canada froze the interest rates both times now, and I appreciate that. But that's not good enough. They have to start lowering the interest rates to make it more attainable for people to buy homes.
Morning, Premier. Jeff Gray, Globe and Mail.
Hi, Jeff.
I wanted to ask about these emails that were released yesterday by Environmental Defense. One of them, several of them, show Ryan Amato, the Chief of Staff to your then Housing Minister, telling ministry bureaucrats about how concerned the PO was, the Premier's office was, about very small, in the grand scheme of things, plots of land in Nobleton, Ontario. He was very concerned about requests to get those lands included and cleared for development, and asking on the day those official plans were released for maps to ensure that those particular lands were in fact cleared for development. Why was your staff running around so concerned about those lands, which are owned by a man identified as your friend, or co-owned by Shakir Rahmatullah?
Well, first of all, when it comes to the OPs, better known as the official plan, you know, there's thousands and thousands of changes through the municipalities and the province when requested. But, you know, when Minister Calandra brought those to me and said, you know, I don't like the language here, I said, just pull all of them. I've directed Minister Calandra to pull all of them, like I did the Greenbelt, and we're going to work with the municipalities to make sure that the official plans that they want to move forward, and as sure as I'm standing here, they're going to make more changes to their official plans, which is a positive thing. We need to build homes for people. That's our key focus. And that's what we're going to continue to do, is work hand in hand with the municipalities. I had a great meeting, by the way, with Mayor Chow. What a wonderful person she is. We share the same values when it comes to speeding up on building homes, making sure that we build infrastructure that's needed, make sure that we build transit. So we had an incredible meeting, and I quite like her. She's quite a nice person, caring person, and we both care for the same thing. That's the people. So we're going to work closely together along with the other 444 municipalities.
Just to cover then, did you instruct your staff to ensure that those lands in Nobleton owned by Shakir Rahmatullah or any other lands?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't even know which lands you're talking about. But in saying that, no, I didn't, to be very clear. There's thousands and thousands of changes. Folks, there's 444 municipalities. They make changes all the time. And I support those changes.
Hi, Premier Mike Crawley from CBC.
Hi, Mike.
You were quite concerned about cleaning up what you called corruption in the Wynne government when you came to power, and now your government is under a police investigation. How does that feel for you?
Well, first of all, Mike, we're trying to build homes. There's a big difference between the previous government, that someone's in jail right now, billion-dollar scandals on the gas plants, e-health, so on and so forth. All we're trying to do is build homes. We're building homes for the people of Ontario. We're going to continue doing that with the support of the municipalities and hopefully with the support of the federal government, because I know they want to build homes as well. So that's what we're going to do. You can't bring over 800,000 people into the province every year and not have a plan to go there and house them. So we need to continue doing that. We have a strong economy. Our economy is still strong compared to jurisdictions across Canada and the U.S., stronger than jurisdictions all around the world. And we're a leader. We're a leader when it comes to tech. We're a leader when it comes to health sciences, pharmaceutical, and we're a massive leader when it comes to building electric vehicles and batteries. We're the only jurisdiction in the entire world that has 6 of the largest companies here. We've seen investments of over $27 billion, and we see tens of billions of dollars more coming to our front door because we've created the climate and the conditions for companies to come here and thrive and prosper and grow. And folks, guess what happens when they thrive, prosper, and grow? So does the population thrive, prosper, and grow.
Premier, with respect, you seem to be taking some sharp turns away from the things that we're actually asking you questions about. Earlier, Jeff asked you about the Premier's office involvement in some of the stuff around Greenbelt and that sort of thing. You and your office has continued to deny that you had anything at all to do with picking the land that was chosen for removal out of the Greenbelt. Yet there's all sorts of evidence that says the Premier's office was involved. So are you being honest with the people of Ontario that you were not involved in any way whatsoever?
My friend, so what you're calling the Auditor General dishonest, you're calling the Integrity Commissioner dishonest, because they cleared my office, cleared myself, said we had no involvement in it. So you can't mislead people like that. It was very clear I had nothing to do with the changes in the Greenbelt, number one. Number two, the Auditor General cleared us, cleared my office, and the Integrity Commissioner cleared me and my office. But thank you for the question.
Premier, it's Jessica Smith-Cross from the Trillium.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi. We know you were at a fundraiser hosted by Sergio Mancia on October 20th, 2021. We now know his company documented in a letter to your office that you agreed to pursue his request to remove his property from the Greenbelt at a meeting on that same date. Did you agree to do that for him?
Well, first of all, let me be very clear. We have hundreds and hundreds of fundraisers. That's the political process, no different than any other party. And you're asking me to remember what I did or said 2 years ago. I can't say I said that. Number one, that was, if you're saying the date, that's a year and a half before any decisions even crossed our desks or even talked about anything to do with making any changes. So to answer your question, I can't remember that, but I do talk to thousands of people all throughout the year with great ideas.
To follow up on that exact thing, you told the Commissioner, Integrity Commissioner, that you did not remember this man who hosted a fundraiser for your party at his house that you attended and spoke at for 50 to 70 people. Did you lie to the Integrity Commissioner about that?
I would not. I have the utmost respect for the Integrity Commissioner and the job he does, and I'm always there to assist him any way I can, and I'll continue to assist him.
Good morning, Camille with Radio-Canada CBC French.
Hi, how are you doing?
Premier, the Integrity Commissioner recommended 2 months ago that Steve Clark be reprimanded formally in the House. It still hasn't happened. Are you going to act on this eventually? And if not, why not?
I just lost the last part. The Integrity Commissioner said what?
He recommended that Steve Clark be reprimanded, formally reprimanded, and you still haven't acted on this recommendation. Will you?
Well, reprimanded. Steve Clark is no longer the minister. It's pretty clear. So we'll leave it at that.
And a question for my colleagues in the North. After the tragedy in Sault Ste. Marie last week, we've heard renewed calls for the province to call intimate partner violence an epidemic. You haven't so far. Will you change your mind on this?
Yeah, first of all, my heart goes out to obviously the victims and the family and the whole community up in Sault Ste. Marie. They're a very close-knit community, and I'm there to support them any way I can, and we're just there to support them. What a tragedy. What a senseless waste of life. My heart breaks for that whole community.
Morning, Premier. Liam Casey with the Canadian Press.
Hi, Liam.
Mr. Calandra said last week the former Housing Minister's office was too involved in the process to expand urban boundaries. What did you guys find out?
Well, once the minister came to me and told me that, I said pull them all. I directed the minister to pull all the OPs, the official plans, and work closely with the municipalities. And we look forward to working with them. I know they're going to make more changes, the municipalities. Just that's the way the system works. There's, folks, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of changes that all 444 municipalities make. And God bless them for doing it. We're there to support them. As long as those changes mean they're going to build more homes for the people. They build more homes for the young people that are looking for the dream of home ownership. That's way out there right now that they can't. So that's why we're up here working every single day for the people to cut the red tape, cut all the regulations, make sure we speed up the process, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue building homes to meet our target of 1.5 million homes, working collaboratively, side by side with the municipalities, which we have a great relationship, by the way, and with the federal government for additional funding.
Okay, given what you just said about telling Minister Calandra to pull the urban boundary expansions and whatever you guys did find out, should the RCMP investigate the urban boundary expansion?
No, I haven't talked to them at all.
No, what should they?
No, again, this is a change that happens in every single government, municipal and provincial. Changing boundaries, honestly, it's all part of the process. It happens all the time. Thousands and thousands of them get changed through the municipalities, and we're going to work closely with them.
This will be the last reporter.
Morning, Premier. It's Rob Ferguson, Toronto Star.
Hi, Rob.
Good morning. Just wanted to follow up on Jeff Gray's question from the Globe. He was asking about a property, I think it was up in Nobleton.
Yeah.
And then you said you weren't aware of it being removed, and then you said no, you didn't do it. So those kind of like are two different answers. So I wonder which answer is which.
Yeah. Well, it's very clear. I wasn't aware of it. Let me be very clear on that. I don't even have a clue which land you're talking about. Again, there's thousands and thousands of changes. And when there's thousands of changes, there's no one person that can review every single change. But our goal at the end of the day is to keep the economy strong, which we're doing, creating over 700,000 jobs that didn't exist 5 years ago. And we're going to continue growing the economy, making sure we have more money into people's pockets until they can go out and do things they might otherwise not be able to do. And one of the big things is to buy a home. We right now in Ontario are seeing massive, massive growth, which is a good thing that other jurisdictions around the world don't see. And I've had an opportunity to talk to my counterparts in the U.S., 4 different states, and they can't believe how well we're doing here in Ontario compared to the U.S. It wasn't only 2 months ago that we created more manufacturing jobs than all 50 states combined. And we're going to keep going on that pace. Last month, job records were 20,000. We're going to keep focused on the economy, because when you have a strong economy, you can put money into healthcare, you can put money into infrastructure, you can put money into transit and roads and highways and education. And that's exactly what we're doing. Folks, we're blessed to live in Ontario. We live in the greatest jurisdiction in the world. We have a strong economy, strong people, the best people in the world, and we're going to continue moving forward. But I want to thank everyone, and just a message to everyone out there tonight: drive carefully, drive slowly. The kids are going to be out there trick-or-treating and having a lot of fun, and we'll be out there. I was thinking I'm going to dress up as a media person tonight. I don't know if it's called the Mellow or who, but maybe I'm going to try to dress up as my buddy Colin. I might try it.
Premier, just one quick follow-up.
Sorry, I thought you were done. I apologize.
No problem. No problem. You were saying a couple of minutes ago that you were cleared by, you and your office were cleared by the Integrity Commissioner, Auditor General. I'm wondering if, some people might hear that knowing your government's under RCMP investigation and think you're a little cocky because those probes had, probably not anywhere near the scope that an RCMP investigation is going on. So do you not risk coming off a little too cocky with that?
Let me tell you something. I'm the last guy out there that's cocky. And you guys beat me down every day, so I'm not cocky. I'll tell you one thing. I'm confident in the process about building homes. I'm confident in the process as we move forward, working with the municipalities to build homes. That's my only goal. It's easy just to do what other governments do. They just wash their hands, walk away, and say, I don't worry about that, because in reality, it's a municipality's responsibility. We're in there doing everything we can to help the municipalities build homes for the 800,000 people that arrive this year, that will arrive next year, and the year after that. That's what we're doing, simple as that. But I want to thank everyone for the questions, and have yourself a great day. Enjoy Halloween. Take care.